Hi everyone, and welcome to a commentary playthrough of Final Fantasy X, the HD Remastered Edition by yours truly, Dansko8. And I am seriously excited to do this playthrough. I have been waiting, well, let's just say this has been about 6 years in the making, and this game holds a very special place in my heart. Firstly, because at the end of the day, it's my favourite game, full stop, so I don't really need to say anymore. And other than that, it's actually the reason why I created this channel in the first place back in, I think it was May 2008.
What's up everybody, how's it going? It's Burke, aka Dansko8 here, and I wanted to make this video to commemorate 10 years of beginning the Final Fantasy X 100% commentary playthrough on the channel. This is something that I completely just stumbled upon by accident. I knew I made it in 2014 sometime, but I had no idea of the date anymore because it's been so long. I was looking through some other stuff on the channel and I happened to stumble across the fact that it was on March the 14th, 2014. And I literally said to myself, being me, I said, it's been 10 years. And I thought I have to do something, like I have to kind of commemorate the fact that it's been so long and that this series has been one that's so special both for me, but also apparently for you guys too, because over the last 10 years, the reception that that series has got and that it continues to get just blows my mind. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank everybody so much, like specifically for the love and support that you've given me on this series, because it's one of those rare moments in life where I kind of just had the ambition of just making the absolute best version of this playthrough that I could make. I always try to do my best, but with this particular series, I was like, this has to be the one. Like, I love this game so deeply. I've got some commentary experience under my belt, and I know that I can make this series something special, and that's something that people are going to gravitate to and resonate with, and that will be the best one of its kind. And it was lofty, and I don't tend to have that ambition with pretty much anything I make, but with this one series it was a bit different, and I really did pour my heart and soul into it and just do everything I could to make it the best series that I can. And looking back on it now, of course there's certain things that I would change and maybe do a little bit differently, but all things considered, like considering, you know, how old I was back then, how much experience I had with commentary and content creation in general, I really did make the best series that I can make. And yeah, as I say, it's just been evident over the years. I continue to get people to this day just single out that series and just sort of say to me how much they enjoy that series, and people that continue to watch it to this day, they watch it multiple times. And it's just one of those series that for me is just so special, because it created this strange sort of feedback loop for me, where it began with me obviously wanting to share something positive with the world, you know, create this piece of content that people can enjoy and be entertained by, learn something from. And I truly believe I did a good job with that. But over the years, I just had no idea how much it was going to give back to me as a person and a content creator. Because, I mean, I've had people that have said to me, you know, that series has helped get them through a hard time. Anything from, you know, people suffering from, you know, mental health issues, people that have undergone operations and they're in hospital and they're trying to recover and they're in a difficult place, people that have lost loved ones that were in mourning, whatever it might be. I've heard just like so many touching stories of people that have enjoyed this series during some of their darkest days. And now it's become something that sort of, it goes both ways now, because I've been in the game for a very long time. And like anyone in life, I have my ups and downs, and I have my dark days and my dark times too. And that series has become one of those things where from time to time, I will pop back to it and I will read some of the comments on like part 1 or on the final part, and it will just make me feel better. It will just give me this sort of unexplainable good feeling that pretty much no other series on the channel or content on the channel can really provide. And I just wanted to thank you guys so much for that, because it's something that you guys are helping me with as well. And I'm just so glad that I managed to make something like that and share it with you all. Because I was thinking about it more recently again. Sometimes it pops up and people say to me, you know, I watched this series and I remember you sort of talking about how this might be the last time you upload a piece of content like this, or the last time you play Final Fantasy X on the channel, the last time you fight Penance, something like that. And people see it as kind of like a ha-ha, like, you know, look how naive you were. Look at you today, you're still making Final Fantasy X content and still doing great. You're still loving it, we're still loving it, you know, silly you back in 2014 thinking this might be the end. And to some degree, I do agree with that. Like, of course, I was 22 when I made the series. I had way less experience in all facets of life and content creation, but I think what still rings true to me is that when I was making that series, the reason I said what I said about it was because for some reason, I've always had this thing about time and the future, and how I feel like I've always been quite aware of how kind of unclear everything is in the future. You just don't know where you're going to be. You don't know if you're going to be around. And for some people, that's quite crushing. It's one of those existential crisis things where you don't know if you're going to be alive tomorrow or in 5 years or in 10 years or whatever it might be. But for me, at least, I've always had this approach of I take strength from that. And I try to put that into my life and into my work to try and make the best versions of things that I can while I'm still around to do it. And that YouTube series was kind of like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to make something like this again, because I don't know if I'm going to be alive to make it in a few years. And I don't know if I'm going to be having a YouTube channel in a few years to even upload anything to. And to this day, I try to live by that mantra on my channel. And that's why I still try my best with every piece of content that I make to make it as good as I can make it. But obviously for that series specifically, it was like, all of the stars aligned. And I really just thought, this is the one time I might get to make a series like this. I have to make it the absolute best thing that I can make. And thankfully for me, it did turn out that way. And I'm just so relieved and so proud of what I managed to do with that particular series. And so in that sense, it was kind of one of those things that I stand by what I said back then. And I try to live my channel like that to this day. I don't take anything for granted. I know it might not be here tomorrow. It might not be here in 5 years. So while I'm still here, while I'm still healthy, while the channel is still healthy and I can keep doing my thing, I do my best to make the best of that and just, create the highest quality content that I can to the best of my ability. And so, yeah, it just got me to thinking about all of those things. And that was just like one piece of content where that really got through, and it connected with people and it resonated with people. And it just changed so many things in my life. Like the commentary sort of department of my channel rocketed after the Final Fantasy X series. Like all of the subsequent, it basically prompted me to start going on that journey to complete all of the Final Fantasy games on the channel. Things like Patreon, it's such a big help to the channel, and so many people that supported me on there did so because they found the channel through Final Fantasy X and they want to support a channel that could create content like that. And there's levels to it. Like it goes way beyond that kind of stuff too. Like my girlfriend that I've been with for the last 3 years, she lives with me now. That basically was, she found the channel in like 2016 or something and watched the Final Fantasy X playthrough. Obviously I had no idea of this at the time. And then years later on social media, we happened to connect, and she said, oh, like once upon a time, like I watched this piece of content and I was a big Final Fantasy X fan too. And from there on, like we developed a relationship. And so it's one of those series that's gonna forever be special to me. It's a milestone, it's a monumental moment. And so, yeah, I wanted to take this time on the 10th anniversary of that series to just acknowledge it really, and just to thank you all so much for being a part of it and for sharing in my passion for my favorite game. And so, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Just thank you all so much. Just beyond grateful that you've all enjoyed the content so much, and that something I genuinely poured my heart and soul into ended up just working out so well and connecting with so many people around the world. So thank you so much. I'm going to do my best to continue to make great series. There's always that kind of, you have a career in doing something like creative, it's debatable how creative what I do is, but at the end of the day, I create content. Whatever that creative field might be, it could be like a filmmaker, it could be a musician, it could be an artist, whatever it might be, you tend to have that one thing where even if you're kind of great and you make lots of really good stuff, there's always that one that tends to kind of be a cut above the others and be that one special thing that you're remembered most by or known most for. And the Final Fantasy X commentary playthrough is pretty much always going to be that series for me. I don't think I can ever top it, but I kind of live my life on my channel trying to live up to that series and to try and do the best that I can with all of the other content that I do. And well, it has been 10 years, and since then the channel has continued to grow at a steady pace, and we're still doing well, we're still healthy, we're still here, As I say, I don't take it for granted that I'm going to be here next year or in 5 years, and so while the going's good, I'm still at it, I'm still working hard, and I'm still doing the best that I can. So yeah, hopefully you guys will get to enjoy much more content in the future. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you all so much, and I'm very, very glad that so many of you decided to watch and enjoy the Final Fantasy X 100% commentary playthrough. Take care, guys.